What's up guys, Nico here for Mythics Mint, and today I want to share my Whatnot spreadsheet, what I use to calculate the prices on my items which I sell on the platform. So before we start and get into the spreadsheet, I wanted to look at their website to see how the commission and payment processing fee is calculated. There are two parts. One is the commission, one the processing fee, and it differentiates between the US, Canada, Australia, and Europe. So it will be a little bit different depending on where you live. But that's nothing to worry about because I will tell you what to change in the spreadsheet if you're living in the US or in Canada, Australia. Because for me, I use this obviously for Europe since I'm in Germany and selling there. So the spreadsheet is based on Europe, but you can just edit two small things and get the thing for US as well. So commission is pretty obvious. It's at 8% of the sale price for the US, and it's 6.67% in Europe. But after that, you have to get 20% off the result of the previous calculation there and add it together, which equals in euros in this or dollars or whatever in this example here. The payment processing fee is a little bit more complicated. It's like 2.9% of your sales price, your buyer shipping plus buyer tax. And then you add 30% fixed cost to that, then you get something, and this is your payment processing fee. It's kind of similar in the EU. It's only 2.42% times sales price plus buyer shipping plus buyer tax. Then you have a 25% fixed cost, but then you add 20% of your result of this one on top, and then you get your Europe payment processing fee, which ends up being a little bit higher than the one in US. So this in theory, and I put this in the spreadsheet. I would say we just start with an example, and I described like everything that. Let's say we buy a Phantasmal Flames booster box for, I don't know, 240 or something. These are random numbers, guys. This is just on top of my head to have an example, right? So in the box you have 36 boosters. The red things are the ones you have to put something in to get to your profit, right? Just to clarify. So this right off the bat tells me how much I had to pay per booster. And here I will put my price. I don't know, let's start with $9. Then this is your commission. That's the 6.67% I told you about. Then you have the 20% off this equals to 12 cents in this one. Then you have the 25% fixed cost. And the variable fee, I called it variable, but these are the payment processing fees, right? And what I did is to not overcomplicate things and to get to something at least, because some of these you don't know, right? You may know the buyer shipping, but also not always, because if the buyer buys multiple items from you, this may change as well. So you don't always know the buyer shipping price, so you can't factor that in specifically. You also may not know the buyer tax, like depending on the state or the land or the country they live in, it may vary. So what I did is to calculate this whole thing, I just used a flat 5% to get somewhere, right? So 5% is a little bit more than it actually is in the end, right? So in this example, um, it's 45 cents. In reality, it may only be, I don't know, like 41 cents or 43 cents or whatever, like a little bit less, okay? But I'd rather have it this way to cut the profit here on the spreadsheet than to cut it later on when I think I made, I don't know, like 20 bucks in profit and it's only 18 because I didn't calculate it, the fees properly. Properly, yeah. So you can play around with this 5% number to, I don't know, try and get it more specific or more exact towards something. But I do run pretty good with this for me as well, for me at least. Okay, so this one here is just all the fees and commissions combined. So this is the sum of these four. So I pay Whatnot for every booster I sell €1.42 when I sell it at 9. This is just a fee per box. Like you don't need all the stuff here. It's just nice to have if you want it, right? So this one is the most valuable here. So you make 91 cents profit per booster if you sell it at 9 bucks a piece as a profit per box if you sell out. But yeah, so you can play with this number. Let's try maybe lower the price, go with 8. Okay, so at 8 we do make a profit, but it's like barely anything. So we make 4 cents and we would make 1.5 bucks of the whole box. So this may not be worth it at all, really. Then down here we have like almost the same stuff just for single items, like you don't divide by the quantity. Let's say we buy an ETB of something for 80 bucks. Quantity is obviously 1. And then I want to sell it for 100 bucks. So even this, right, we barely make, barely is not true, almost 7 bucks profit is really nice. But from the price difference, like there's a 20% margin there, we only see like 6 point something percent off, which is not great. But yeah, that's pretty much how I calculate the cost and prices of the stuff I'm selling on the platform. I do pay quite a bit for the boxes since you do get everything from the secondary market as well. So that's probably the reason why not a lot of people are buying when I'm streaming. But I also did only 2 streams, so that's that. Yeah, like I said, I'm not sure if I said it. I will post the link in the description below for everyone to download or share this spreadsheet, and obviously you can play around with your numbers. Oh, I'm not sure if yeah, let's say. Okay, I told you guys for all the American people watching, what to change when you want to calculate it for your location. So what you would change for all the US people, all the Canadian and Australian people, you would change this one here, the 6.67 to 8%, okay, on Whatnot Commission 1. Then you would just delete the whole row here. You don't need Whatnot Commission 2. It's just flat out 8%. you would change this fixed cost to 30 instead of 25. And that's pretty much it. Yeah. Like you can play around with this number a bit. I wouldn't do it too much, but yeah. Yeah, but that's it for me today, guys. I hope you find this helpful. I hope you like it, and feel free to let me know if you do so, or even if you don't, helps me out as well. So have a good day, guys, wherever you are, and I see you in the next one. Bye bye.